All right, this time we're going to take a look at the function f of x is equal to x to the fourth plus 4x cubed plus 4x squared on the interval -2 to 1. So first of all, we're going to ask, is this function continuous on my interval? And since it's a polynomial function, I know my answer is yes. So I need to take the derivative in order to find my critical values. So when I take the derivative of f of x, I get 3x cubed. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not right. I get 4x cubed plus 4 times 3 is 12x squared. And then plus 4 times 2 is 8x. So my critical values are where my derivative is equal to 0. So I have 4x cubed plus 12x plus 8x is equal to 0. Well, the first thing I can do is I can factor out a 4x. And that's going to leave me with x squared plus 3x, because that should be 12x squared there. Yep. Plus 3x plus 2. Okay. And then furthermore, the x squared plus 3x plus 2 can be factored. So I have 4x times x plus 2 times x plus 1, and that is equal to 0. So my x values, my critical values, are where x is equal to 0, x is equal to -2, and x is equal to -1. Now then, notice that I have only two critical values here. So let's see here. X equals 0 and x equals 1 or -1 are my critical values. And you may say, well, wait a minute, x equals -2 is in this interval right here. But something to keep in mind, okay, critical numbers always go on the open interval. So from -2 to 1, but in the open interval. So -2 isn't a critical value in this case, okay? But that's okay because we're still going to be able to take care of -2 when we check it as an endpoint. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to start evaluating our function at our different x values. So first, I'm going to evaluate my function at my first critical value, f of 0. And for a polynomial, okay, when I put in 0, that's just going to be the constant term. And up here on f of x, there is no constant term, so this is equal to 0. Yep. Then I'm going to take a look at f of -1. So that's going to be -1 to the fourth plus 4 times -1 cubed plus 4 times -1 squared. So -1 to the fourth is +1 minus 4 plus 4. So that's going to be equal to 1. So there are critical values. Now I do my endpoints. So f of -2 is going to be -2 to the fourth plus 4 times -2 cubed plus 4 times -2 squared. So I get 16 here minus 32, so that's a -16, and then plus 16 is going to give me 0. Okay. And then finally, I'm going to take my function and evaluate it at 1, which is my other endpoint. So that's going to be 1 to the fourth power plus 4 times 1 to the third power plus 4 times 1 squared. So I'm going to have 1 plus 4 is 5, plus another 4 is 9. So here are my 4 values to compare. Okay. All right, and I can see that my, whoops, like that. Okay, my minimum, notice I have my minimum at 2 places, okay? Both at 0 and -2, I have a minimum of 0, okay? That's okay, it doesn't change what my absolute min is, it's going to be 0. And then here at 9 is my absolute max. So my solution here, my absolute min is 0, and my absolute maximum is 9.